Live from J. David Ramsey Stadium on the campus of Bear River High School. Touchdown Production, celebrating our 12th season of local high school sports television, is proud to present Bear River Bruin football. Tonight on senior night, your Bear River Bruins take on their PVL rival, the Dorado Cougars. Well, it's the final home game of the season and the final tune-up for the playoffs, and all the football action begins right here, right now, on your NorCal Game of the Week. Well, the Bear River Bruins enjoy the home field advantage one final time in the season here at J. David Ramsey Stadium in front of a capacity crowd as they prepare to honor the senior class of 2008 and face the Dorado Cougars. Good evening, football fans, wherever you are across our Foothill network of stations. This is Marty Mortensen, the voice of the Bear River football program, joined again by color analyst tonight, Paul Brown. Our executive producer and director of tonight's program is Gilbert Dominguez, and of course, the rest of the Touchdown Production sports team is in position for the senior night festivities, which will honor these outstanding senior class players and cheerleaders who have brought Bear River back into the playoffs for the first time in 2 years, Paul.
Well, you're right, Marty, and it's been a bit of a dry spell for the Bruins, who oftentimes have gone, say, 8-2 on the season, only to see their bid for the playoffs end in frustration with a game against Colfax. But this year, the schedule was changed, and Colfax was defeated in league game number 1, and that was followed by a big victory over the Placer-Hillman, with their only league loss coming at the hands of the PVL champions, Whitney Wildcats.
And their final league opponent is in the house tonight in the form of the Dorado Cougars, who are also in the playoff hunt, but will need some help in with some of the other league contests that are playing tonight, as we'll break down the playoff race and a little later in the program.
That's right, and there is playoff excitement in the air tonight, Marty. The Bruins will be looking to get maximum performance in all phases of their game and be ready for next week's big playoff game.
So the question here tonight is, can the Bruins keep their momentum going and head into the postseason with a big victory here tonight? And on the other side of the break, we'll take a look at all of the league standings around the foothills, and then we'll get ready for the kickoff after we remind you that this special edition of the Bear River Football is being underwritten this evening on this NorCal Game of the Week by
Hanson Brothers Enterprises and HBE Reynolds. Their goal is simple: provide quality rock and sand products, ready-to-mix concrete, construction services, and rental equipment to their customers in a courteous, timely, and professional manner, while providing safe, productive, and stable jobs for their employees, thereby ensuring Hanson Brothers Enterprises will continue as a contributor to our community. That's Hanson Brothers Enterprises, part of the fabric of Nevada County.
Hills Flat Lumber Company. Hills Flat has been your local home center in Grass Valley since 1921, and with 2 locations to serve you in Colfax and the newest store in Grass Valley. At Hills Flat, you'll meet Tim Lloyd, who is the appliance guru, and Tim brings over 20 years of appliance experience with him every day. He doesn't just sell appliances, he knows appliances. Whether you need a full kitchen appliance package or looking to update to a more efficient model, Tim is there to help you every step of the way. And you can find Tim at the Hills Flat Lumber Company in Colfax and in Grass Valley.
And by our good friend Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. Mike Bratton knows a winning team when he sees one, and that's why he supports the Nevada Union Whiners. Mike and Robin also remind you to come join them as they honor the memory of their son Michael in the 3rd annual Turkey Trot 5 and 10K run. That's Thursday, November 27th at Hooper Stadium. Registration begins at 7:30 and the race begins promptly at 8:30. The MEB2 Foundation supports local youth activities and suicide and depression awareness initiatives. So come on out and join the friends of Michael and the Bratton family. That's Thanksgiving morning November 27th, the 3rd annual Turkey Trot 5 and 10K run.
And by Soft Answers, Dallas Wivholm is your local computer specialist in computer software management, design, and consulting. That's why Dallas and Soft Answers are the best friends you and your computer system have ever had. Dallas is the one to call for all of those hard-to-solve computer problems, and also give him a call when you want to design your own system. So make your computer and your computer system your friend again with the help of Dallas Wivholm and Soft Answers, a proud supporter of Nevada County sports.
And we'd like to welcome Adecco Employment Services of Grass Valley. Adecco is a world leader in employment services, offering temporary work, temp to hire, direct placement, and payrolling services. Currently, Adecco Employment Services of Grass Valley is hiring for both office and industrial work right here in Nevada County. Senior staffing consultant Lisa Harkley or staffing consultant Autumn Payne are always there to answer your questions, and branch manager Don Whitmore is happy to serve your employment needs at Adecco Employment Services of Grass Valley. To work for a better life.
I'm going to call him tomorrow, I think.
And by Touchdown Productions. Touchdown Productions celebrating our 12th season of local sports television. This is Paul Brown along with the voice of Touchdown Productions, Marty Mortensen, saying thanks for joining us tonight, and be sure to tune in next time and join Jim Adams, Ed Martin, and Cody Reese for the Lady Miners volleyball as they take on the SFL champion Rockland Lady Thunder. That's the final regular season tune-up for the Lady Miners before the playoffs and senior night for Nevada Union. You won't want to miss a single moment of the action. It's NU versus Rockland, another great sports telecast produced by Touchdown Productions, voted one of the best by the Union readers of 2007.
All right, we're out here at the David Ramsey Stadium with the senior night. There's the Bear River Bruin Bear being held up by two lovely young ladies here for Bear River as we're about ready to introduce the senior parents. And Paul, it's a great night for football. We've got a beautiful day today. We've got a slight breeze blowing from the east to the west tonight, and both teams look pretty sharp during their warm-ups. I was out here on Thursday afternoon to watch the Bear River Bruins go through their workouts in the afternoon, and they look like they're ready. This is it's a must victory for them to keep that momentum going into the playoffs.
You know, there's a lot of, like you said earlier, there's a lot of playoff anticipation in the air, and they're going to polish their game up tonight, Marty. I think we'll see they're using a lot of different offensive strategies tonight just to polish up for those games that they have ahead. After we go through senior night here, we'll look at the league standings. Now, I guess we'll look at them now. For the PVL, there's Whitney, and they have been the juggernaut this year, haven't lost a game. They're 9-0, 5-0 in league, followed directly by Bear River, who has had an excellent season, Marty, losing only to Whitney and one non-league game. Followed Koufax, then, of course, the El Dorado team tonight that we'll see. Placer dropping to 2-3 in league, and Mesa Verde and Lincoln follow.
2 wins, 3 losses at the Pioneer Island League. The El Dorado head coach is Rick Riley, and his assistants are Mike.
So we are about ready to go on the field and honor the seniors tonight. Bear River has quite a number of them as they're lined up on the field.
I think I counted 25, so they better have a good JV program coming up next year to fill the void, because this is a solid team this year with all these seniors, and I hope they can
to fill those slots.
Exactly.
You know, Marty, speaking of that, they do have an excellent JV team coming up, as well as a very good freshman team. I anticipate seeing Bear River being a very strong presence in the PVL for a number of seasons to come, at least for 2 or 3 more. I know Coach Savoy was very optimistic, and he really thinks that next year they can make a run. So we will see as time goes by.
So let's. They're going to introduce the cheerleaders here.
Chelsea Bernier, escorted by her mother, Christine, and her father, Alan. Haley Worth,
I think we can hear that's Mortensen in the background. He's got all the names of all the cheerleaders there and their parents.
Alicia Durante, escorted by her parents, John and Renier.
And we say this every senior night, Marty. This is really good stuff. Let's
Right.
honor the parents. They're the ones that make it happen for all these athletes and the cheerleaders. All the time and money. Many of them since they were in their, well,
Junior Bruin program.
yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. Many of them went to Junior Bruins.
Gillian Strong, escorted by Daniel and Darlene Strong. The third water girl, Lindsay Smith.
Well, they're even honoring the water girls tonight to take out the water to the players at timeouts. That's nice to do that, the seniors.
The varsity seniors for the Bear River Bruins football team.
So the Bear River varsity players will be introduced.
With mom and dad,
Hitchman.
Julie and Dan.
Julie and Dan Hitchman.
Number 2, Alex Loza. With mom and dad, Patty and Kevin Ashcraft. Number 3, Garrett Barbick.
Eric Barbeck's had a great year this year.
He really has.
Lori and his brother Eric.
We'll talk about his receiving yardage here in a few minutes.
Number 5, Casey O'Donnell.
Casey O'Donnell.
One of the players of the game we had.
Yeah, the moms are wearing their travel jerseys. That's nice.
With parents Olga and Steve. Number 7, Chad Tiardi. With his mom and dad,
Tiardi,
Vicky
Chad.
and Tony Tiardi.
He's got his mohawk haircut on there
Number
tonight.
8, Chris Kammerer.
There we go. We finally get that right. Chris Kammerer.
And John.
I promised to correct her name tonight.
Number 9,
Chris has done a great job this year. The Kammerer family deserves that credit.
with his aunt and uncle, Gabby and Hector. Number 12, Tanner Mathias.
Here's Tanner Mathias. I'm told that Tanner is being courted by a number of colleges, and as he should be.
Number 20, Chris Faraday. With his mom and dad, Ina and Tom.
Chris Saraday.
Number 32, Jason Barney.
Barney's had quite a year this year.
He has been a rock-solid part of this team.
Number 39, Brandon Valero.
Valero. Good running fullback.
Lisa and Ray. Number 40, Sean Fox. With his mom and dad, Lorenza and Kurt.
Where's Jean?
Number 42, John Talbot. With his mom and dad, Marie and Tony. Number 50, Ricky Hurtado.
Ricky Hurtado.
Juanita and Polo. Number 53, Nick Micho. With mom and dad, Suzanne and Tom. Number 54, Brendan Robinson.
Johnny!
Kevin and Tony.
Johnny!
Number 56, Cody O'Brien. With Ophelia and Jim. Number 57, Drew Wilson. With mom and dad, Lisa and Andy. Number 63, Manny Casillas. With Beth and Danny. Number 64, Eric Skopak. With his mom and dad,
Sotak.
Mary and Bill. Number 70, Brentley Redford. On Nicole. Number 72, Tyler Kester. With mom, Melanie. And number 81, Brett Bothilio.
Bothilio tied in.
Sean, the 2008 varsity seniors, Bear River Bruins football. A senior caller up there, let's hear it.
Crowd gives up a big hand for all of the seniors and the parents.
And you're right, Marty, there's a lot of them. They go from about the 20-yard line all the way down to the 30. And they are so deserving. The sacrifices that these parents make to have these kids in this program. The last game many of these seniors will play here. In fact, the only here at this field, certainly.
That's right. I don't know if we're going to go into the national anthem now, or we got time to tell you that this NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten this evening by
Seifert Physical Therapy. John Seifert knows the human body and has devoted his entire professional career to learn how to make you whole again. As a clinical expert in manual therapy, John brings a decade of experience to every single case, whether it's orthopedics, sports injuries, or rehabilitation. After an accident or surgery, the staff at Seifert Physical Therapy is there to serve you and help you get whole again. John Seifert Physical Therapy, proud to donate their time as one of the sports trainers of the Bear River Bruin football program.
Chan Moon and Kirschbaum OD. Doctors Jerry Chan and Lisa Moon, along with Stephanie Kirschbaum, are ready to offer you complete and modern eye care in Grass Valley. So we'll continue with Chan Moon and Kirschbaum, but before we do that, we'll rise for the playing of our national anthem.
From Grass Valley and the Sacramento Reserve Center will be presenting the colors.
We've got the Marine Corps Honor Guard from Grass Valley coming down to the South County to be the color guard here for our game tonight with Bear River and El Dorado. And now we'll go out to the field for the playing of our national anthem. Laura and Jessica. See, they came, the Marine Corps Honor Guard came all the way down from Grass Valley and only take about 4 steps and had to stop because the girls went into the national anthem early. But now we'd like to tell you this NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten this evening by Chan Moon and Kirschbaum OD. Doctors Jerry Chan and Lisa Moon and Stephanie Kirschbaum are ready to offer you complete and modern eye care in Grass Valley. Dr. Kirschbaum joins one of the most progressive optometrist offices in the county. At Chan Moon and Kirschbaum, they offer you and your family complete and thorough eye examinations using Optomet technology. And after your prescription is determined, they carry a wide selection of frames for which you to choose. It's Chan Moon and Kirschbaum on Sierra College Drive in Grass Valley, where they protect your most precious gift, and that is the gift of sight.
Number 33.
And by Extremely Green, saving the planet is everyone's responsibility. But even recycling is just not enough. Well, it's easy for you to think green at Extremely Green in Grass Valley. There you'll find a treasure chest of earth-friendly gifts and goods. They're located inside that big A-frame building on Main Street. Just in at Extremely Green is their new EcoFlame products, which is an earth-friendly sugarcane-based heating and cooking fuel for camping and emergency cooking. It's clean burning gel and only available at Extremely Green, specializing in products for earth-friendly living.
Top this truck and auto accessories. Chuck Cavros knows your truck looks better when with accessories from Top This. Chuck's ready to talk to you about the latest technologies, and he promises to deliver truck and auto attitude every day with an in-store display featuring thousands of accessories from Weather Guard, DZ, and Racket truck racks. Now that the weather will soon be wet and wild here in Nevada County, be sure to see their selection of chrome toolboxes, mirrors, and ski racks. So give your truck some real attitude and get the service you want at Top This Truck and Auto Accessories, your truck's favorite store.
And by All Phrase Heating and Air Conditioning. The winter chill is upon us, and that's why considering a heating system is one of the most important purchases you can make as a homeowner. It has to be energy efficient and heat the whole house. That's why All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning installs and services the Tran Comfort System. And All Phase in Nevada County is the only certified Tran Comfort specialist. Doreen and Max Bennett welcome you to All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning.
And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating our 12th season of local sports television, this is Marty Mortensen along with Paul Brown saying thank you for voting us one of Nevada County's best for 2007. And be sure to attend the 3rd annual Turkey Trot 5K walk and 5 and 10K runs Thursday, November 27th at the Hooper Stadium. Registration begins at 7:30 in the morning and racing begins at 8:30. The MEB2 Foundation supports local youth and activities and suicide depression awareness initiatives. That's MEB2. So come on out and join the friends of Michael and the Bratton family. Thanks for giving us and coming out on the 27th. And here's the kickoff. The ball's taken by Williams, going up over the left side of the hash mark and is brought down on the 33-yard line. And we're ready to go, Paul, for this important game if Bear River wants to maintain their momentum into the playoffs.
That's so true, Marty. We're going to see tonight's key player is C.J. Wheeler, who we'll see number 3 in the backfield. He's got 10 touchdowns for the season.
Quarterback is Williams. He hands off up the middle and goes for maybe a couple of yards. The Bear River front 4 of the defensive line stops him for a short gain, maybe a yard or 2. Ball is spotted on the 35-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and about 9.
There's that big Bear River defensive line.
There's a quick handoff. Trying to go over the left side. Can't do it. That is Trevor Peterson, big number 11. Now this team, Paul, is their front offensive line is very big, and the backs are very big also. So looks like they can do some damage out there.
Yeah, they tower over that defensive line of Bear River. We'll be watching that matchup as the night goes by.
Nick Codwell is flanked way out here to the left. And now the quarterback's running the ball, and he's going to be stopped. Oh, good. No, yeah, they're going to bring him up short. Good tackle in there. Looks like coming in for Bear River was Casey O'Donnell put the stop on him, and that'll be 3rd down and about 1 now. That was good. No, it's going to be 4th down. I'm sorry, that was the 3rd down play. It'll be 4th and 1.
That was Merritt Williams, the quarterback, junior quarterback, carrying that ball, trying to weave his way and find some kind of a hole. Looks like they're going to go for it, Marty, on 4th and 1 here this early.
Let's see what they do. Maybe they'll try to draw him offside. Very dangerous. No, they're going to quick handoff, and he dives.
Didn't get it.
I don't know if he got it or not. Let's see where they mark it. No, I think they're going to give it to him. Yeah, they are, just barely.
You think so?
Yep. I see where they.
Sure enough, they're going to give him the 1st down.
That's pretty gutsy call here.
Boy, you live by the sword, you die by the sword,
Yeah, well,
and they decided they barely got a yard.
I know. Coming out is O'Reilly here to the right side. There's going to be a run again, and that goes from maybe back to the line of scrimmage by the quarterback, Merritt Williams. Stopped in there by left side of the Bruin line.
Williams doesn't rush a lot. His statistics show that he doesn't carry the ball much. He's only carried it 5 times all year. So hiking it back directly to the quarterback and looking for a hole is not part of this game plan.
There's a handoff over the left side. He skirts away and gets a couple of yards. Picks up about 7 yards. So now it'll be 3rd down and about 2.
You know, Marty, the fact that the coach for El Dorado decided to go for it on 4th and 1 tells you how important this game is
for them. Exactly.
Yeah, they need to take some chances because they really desperately need to win this ball game. I'm sure he'll do that again.
Oh, fumble, and let's see who got it. And it looks like the quarterback Williams came up with it. He started to back away from the center just a little too quickly, Paul.
Looks like they lost a couple of yards on that, so they'll bring up 4th down now and maybe 2 or 3. And I don't see a punter coming in. I don't think they're going to punt it away.
I think because they know that Bear River can score from any spot on the field, and they can't afford to give up points, but you don't want to give Bear River the ball on the 45-yard. Now they're going to call a timeout here.
El Dorado can get to the playoffs with a win tonight. So basically, they're just going to pull the plug. This is everything's going to fly on this game. They're not going to leave anything in the bag. And of course, the Bruins have already earned their spot in the playoffs. So it's not as critical a game as it is for the Cougars. But on that last play, Marty, the coach sure didn't like to see what he saw on the field. Bear River was stacked up defensively right over the line of scrimmage. They only had one receiver out far right. So,
but they haven't thrown the ball yet, haven't even attempted to throw the ball. So their plan is to kind of run it right down Bear River defensive line to see what they can get out of it. So Zach Logue on the field talking to his defense. He comes off, and now a big 4th down conversion again here for the Cougars. Inside handoff, and it looked like they're going to give it to him again. The ball's going to be spotted short of the 45-yard line, and they might not have made it. Let's see where they spot the ball.
It's going to be all a matter of the spot. They're going to call it a 1st down.
They did. So once again, on a 4th and short yardage, they pick up the 1st down, so they continue to drive. The clock continues to run down here in the first quarter.
At the Bruins 45.
This is not a big passing team. The Cougars from El Dorado. Joe Earnshaw has only attempted 62 passes all year and has completed 23. So this looks like the kind of team that just gets behind that big offensive line, Marty, and it's 3 yards and
a cloud of dust.
And a cloud of dust for this team. This is don't expect to see any pass attack.
That was only a couple yards were picked up. A good defensive tackle in there by Tyler Castor. Now there's And that is the
Peterson for 6 or 7 yards.
that was Peterson. Once again, it'll be 3rd down and 3 yards. A little over 3, maybe almost 4 yards to go. Yeah.
And guess what? They'll take 2 downs to try to get that 4 yards. I'll be betting.
Yeah, I think so. They would do it on their own 45. They're definitely going to do it on the Bear River 39. So here we go. Handoff, big hole. That was number 7, Taylor Smith. He's going to come up short. It's going to be 4th down again, it looks like.
4th and 1 or 2.
Yep, here we go. This is, they've run almost 6 minutes off of the clock. They took the opening kickoff on their own 33-yard line, and they're keeping the ball on the ground.
I wonder if they even brought a punter.
They may not have. So now Bear River, let's see if they can hold them. And it's got to be a little over a yard. Hand off, and they're not going to get it this time. Coming up and making that stop was
Wheeler.
Chiardi on that tackle. He came up and made that stop. Hitchman, Chiardi. So Hitchman and Chiardi stopped that. So now Bear River takes over on their own 39-yard line. Let's see if they can put something together. Handoff to Jewett for about 2 yards.
Here's the stop, Marty, and there wasn't nowhere to go. The whole left-hand side of the line came up to make the tackle.
They stacked that line up on the right side, and coming in very quickly was Chiardi, and he made that initial hit. And now 2nd and 7 for Bear River. Matthias now rolling out to his right. He's got a receiver downfield, looking, throws it to the short man, makes a completion for a 1st down. Lewis.
Nice play by Lewis, and a classic Tanner Matthias move, Marty, rolling out and waiting, and then throwing a very accurate, catchable pass to Lewis on the sideline.
Yeah, Barbic went deep and out to the sideline, and then coming up underneath, just past the linebackers, was Lewis, and that ball was right on the money. So it's 1st and 10. Bear River on the move. There's a handoff over the left side. That's Jewett jukes, and he gets about 9 yards, maybe close to a 1st down. Good move there, Paul, over the left side.
That's the bread and butter that we've seen all year. We've seen that tandem in the backfield, Johnny Jewett and Jason Varney. Varney having 20 touchdowns this season, Marty, and Jewett followed with 8 touchdowns, but boy, they're the workhorses in that backfield.
So Will Gray comes into the ball game at tight end. Let's see if they're going to run it. Yeah, they are. They hand it over the right side to Varney. He'll get the 1st down.
Jason Varney for 4 yards and the 1st down, Bear River.
Bear River likes to find a hole that they can work and just keep exploiting that hole until it's plugged. That is characteristic of their game plan. They'll try all sides. They'll go around both ends the first quarter. They'll try the left and right tackle until they find something that's weak, and then they'll exploit it.
Coming out is Barbic, far left. In motion is White. And there's a rollout. Hands off to Varney, trying to skirt over the left side. And only picks up maybe a yard or 2. See where they spot that ball there. They're going to give him 4 yards.
The Cougars used a good part of the clock. There hasn't been a penalty yet, and only 1 pass play, so the clock is continually running. We're down to 3 minutes and 28 seconds in the first quarter.
So Matthias now rolling. Now he hands it off over to Varney, trying to turn. Now there's going to be a penalty. It'll probably be a hold. It might be a face mask. Let's see what they call.
It may be a face mask on the offense. Let's see if we can.
Yeah, Bear River's marching back. So no, it's a hold. It was a hold.
There, let's go. There, right there. You can see him. Oh my.
Yeah, but they didn't call that. They called the holding.
That's pretty obvious. They're caucusing now at the 35-yard line, and it will be marched backwards.
So just when you said there haven't been any penalties, one pops right up and bites us here.
Doesn't that happen every time?
Yeah, sure it does. Good call. All right, it'll be now second down and about 20 yards. Three receivers out, and going to be a screen pass. That is to Varney, and he's got some room, and he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Good play call by Bear River, catching the Cougars off guard, and Tanner Mathias sold it beautifully to the right and then went back to Varney on the left, who had blockers in front of him. So, Marty, they've made up all but about 3 yards now, and it's 3rd down and 3.
Handoff over the left side. Bowls over. Varney just gets the first down, and he just bowled over 2 defenders. Boy, he was determined to get that first down, and he got it.
Varney likes to make his presence known early in a game, and he's very quick and very strong, great legs, but he likes to punish the defender. When they make a tackle on him, they know they've made a tackle.
Quick handoff again to Varney, goes over, and he's driving all the way down to about the 10-yard line. They'll spot it maybe on the 11.
About a 9-yard pickup.
So just give the ball to Varney and turn him loose, Paul.
Varney left, Varney right. Now let's see if they decide to go with maybe a pass play to Barbic.
10 yards
In here close, they'd like to go to the corner of the end zone with him.
Now they can get a first down, and once again going in, he's going to go in for the touchdown. That was Varney. Once again, touchdown Bear River. That hole opened up. He went right through it between the center and the guard.
Right up the gut. Jason Varney getting his 21st touchdown of this season and showing why he really is the bread and butter of the backfield here with Bear River. This is the way they've done it all year, Marty. We've seen it game after game. They like to play power football, and they've got 2 backs that can do it for them.
Varney will attempt the extra point. Good snap, down, put up, and it is good. So quick. So the Cougars go for 4th down 3 consecutive times in a row on short yardage. They don't make it on the 3rd time. Bear River takes the ball over on their own 39-yard line and drives the remaining length of the field, and it is 7 points for Bear River. Here's the replay, Paul.
Here's the replay of that, and watch Varney. And the hole that opens up right there in the middle, you can see it. You can drive a taxi cab through that thing, and Varney doesn't have to make a lot of moves. He just squares his shoulders, goes right up the middle. Almost
looks like he was down on the 1-yard line with his knee. Well, the referee signaled a touchdown.
Depends where that football was. You're right. That sure looked from here like it could have been down on the 1. But you know, the big play of this drive, very savvy Scott Savoy throwing that screen pass.
Yeah,
that picked up the that long first down. Here it is. Let's see if he does get a knee down. That could have been called. The
referee's already signaled a touchdown, and he wasn't in the end zone yet. So, well, no replay down on the field for at high school level. We've got the replay, but we're going to give that touchdown to Varney anyway. Would you say that was his 21st?
It is 21st of the year.
That's quite a season. Varney kicks off, going deep this time. That's going to go all the way back to the. He stepped on. Oh no,
he's going to bring it out.
Half-yard line. Good coverage by the Bruins, and got it back out to about the 16-yard line. So Bear River keeps them inside the 20.
And boy, as we see the offensive line for the Cougars come, there's some big meat out there, boy. We got number 77. I'm going to look up his name. It's Ian Joseph, and he is on the
280 pounds.
Yeah, and he's on the left side. He's the left tackle, and his right tackle is equally as big.
5 receivers out in the pattern. And you're going to take and run it and stop on a great tackle.
That's David Hitchman making that tackle. Hitchman's not a big guy, but boy, he put his shoulders into that one and made a very sure tackle.
And there was nobody behind Hitchman either. I mean, he was the last piece of defense there for Bear River. Now they put six receivers out in a pattern. Unbelievable. There's a quick handoff, and it goes for a couple.
It's Wheeler, C.J. Wheeler. We talked about him earlier. He is the big scoring threat for the Cougars.
Bremer made that tackle.
I'll bet you there we see the Cougars coming out of their huddle. I'll bet we see something special tonight, Marty. They're going to pull out all the stops.
I think so. There's a good tackle in there. Good fake.
Inside reverse.
Yeah.
That went to the right and then came back to the left, trying to go over the left-hand side, though, but it smelled out by number 21. Here it is again. Oh, look. Now we'll see the inside reverse here. He'll fake here and then hand back off there. Boy, that's number 72.
Tyler Castor. He wasn't fooled on that at all.
Tyler's had a very, very good season.
Yeah, he has. 3rd down and 11. Let's see. There's a first pass, and it's going to be incomplete. Good coverage in there by
number 8. That's Chris Kammermer.
There you go.
Well, I got it right this time.
I think the grandmother is going to be real happy with you, Paul. On
Grandma,
that one.
Mom, and Dad. They told me that I was mispronouncing his name, and I'm so sorry about that this season. He has had a great season.
He has, and we've messed his name up the whole time. But I think we got it right now. And
look at this. We got a punt.
First punt, and back to receive on their own 45-yard line was Hitchman and Lewis. Let's see. It's going to come over. Oh, fumble. He falls on it, and that was a big break there. That was Jewett.
Jewett just fumbling that ball. Fortunately, was able to fall on it. Wasn't much of a kick.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Bear River on top by a score of 7-0. That one went by very quickly, Paul. There's your line score.
Bear River scoring on their only possession so far in the game. One thing I got to say about the Cougars, Marty, is that they do seem to hold the ball. They're using up all the time. Maybe that is part of their strategy. They're going to let their offense stay on the field as long as they possibly can, keeping the explosive Bear River offense off the field.
I'm looking for Matthias to have a big night tonight.
Well, like I said earlier, there are a lot of colleges that are courting Tanner Matthias, and rightfully so. He looks like a quarterback. He's tall. He's very athletic. He can run, although he doesn't much in this offense, but throws a beautiful, accurate feather pass that seems to always find its mark.
Oh, big hole. That was Jason Varney, still going, picks up about 12 yards. That takes all the way down inside the 40-yard line for Bear River, down to the Cougars, 39. They're going to mark it on the 40. I was out here on watching practice on Thursday afternoon, and Tanner Matthias, he's the captain, and he was running all of the warm-ups and everything else, and some of the players were not hanging in there close enough and paying enough attention, and it cost them a lot of push-ups. There's a long pass downfield. He's got off his fingertips, and that was Lewis.
And Lewis is kicking himself.
Oh, he had that right in his hands.
That pass was perfectly thrown right there.
Money.
And you saw Lewis as the pass came to him. He didn't look the ball into his hands. You'll see it. Now watch, Marty. Yeah. That pass is perfectly thrown. And Lewis, he has to speed up a little bit to catch up to the ball. But watch, he takes his head and he doesn't look it in.
Yep, just off his fingertips.
Off his fingertips.
Had six points written all over it, and just he knows it. So 2nd down and 10. Going back on a rollout now. And going deep again and going, wait, he's got his man and just overthrown. That was Barbic. Well, they're opening it up right now and throwing some deep bombs into the...
Well, Barbic was open there, Marty. In fact, he gave up on the pattern just a little bit. He waited to find that football instead of keeping. Didn't keep running to the back of the end zone, and that's where the ball was.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 10. They may try to get 10 yards very quickly as Johnny Jewett comes into the game with Matthias. They've got 3 receivers out to the right. Shotgun formation, looking, and rolling out over the middle, and it's almost intercepted.
Oh, I bet I wish he had that pass back because he should never have thrown into a crowd like that.
He had Lewis out in the flat, but he just didn't pick him up. Let's see what they're going to do. Are they going to kick and pin him back deep? It looks like they might do that.
Well, it's 4th and 10.
Yeah.
Boy, Matthias had about forever to throw that ball. He looked at one side of the field, then looked at the other, then looked back again. He should have just thrown it away.
Yeah, he threw right into double cover, almost triple coverage.
So Varney will kick it away. Oh, now we're going to have looks like a timeout.
Called by... Now, in practice on Thursday, out of this formation right here, I watched and Coach Lowe gave the punter the go-ahead if, in fact, the defense doesn't line up properly, and they ran that a couple times. Scott Savoy and co-coach Lowe working on that during practice. So let's see if they ran it a couple times.
Now they ran. Was it a fake kick and a throw, or was it a run?
No, it was a run. And if it all depends on what the defense does on that. And they said if you've got the opportunity to, and no one comes in on you, and it looks like you could get it. Of course, it's 10 yards, and he's back another 15. So more than likely he'll kick this one. And short snap. And they smelled it out, and they're not going to make the first down. Yeah, they practiced that on Thursday.
And if they had punted it, Marty, yes, there is a possibility they could have downed the ball sometime maybe inside the 20, but as it is now, they're at the 34-yard line, and it's not that big of a difference.
And they had a chance to make that first down. But had they not called timeout, they probably would have made it against that. That defense wasn't ready for that. There's a high snap over his head. He kicks the ball, and he's going to recover it, and that's a loss of about 9 yards. Peterson covers it up.
And boy, there's no excuse for that this late in the season, Marty.
That was a high snap over his head. He was able to get one hand on it. Let's take a look at that replay.
Here it is, and it's centered, badly centered, way over. Although that was certainly fieldable, and he does manage to pull it in.
Cut your mic. There's a handoff, big hole over the right side, and he's still on his feet. He's going to pick up some big yardage.
He's open field. He's got one guy to beat.
And coming up and making that stop was O'Donnell. He saved a touchdown. Boy, that was a big run there for Wheeler.
Wheeler showing what he can do, Marty, and that play looked like it was stopped after about maybe 5 yards. And he just burst into the secondary. I think he surprised the defensive backs in Bear River.
There's a fake on Peterson carries the ball and picks up about 5. So they're continuing to use that deceptive faking and picking up some good chunks of yardage, Paul.
A big play like we just saw from C.J. Wheeler, that could be a momentum swing here. Let's see if this Cougar team gets some confidence now against Bear River.
There's a handoff, and that's also to Wheeler. He's still going and coming up and saving the tackle there was Cole White. He saved a touchdown. Boy, they're just all of a sudden they must have found something.
Over that right side, Wheeler has decided he's going to carry this football, and they're figuring out that they can run against this Bear River defensive line, especially on the left side over there.
So they're at the Bruin 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Yeah, quick handoff, and that time Wheeler gets the ball and goes nowhere. Stopped in there.
Looked like Tyler Castor again over there on the left. And Grammer was also over there to help.
Second down and 8. Shotgun formation. Fake. Peterson carries, misses a tackle and goes in for a touchdown. Boy, there was a missed tackle, and you're right, that momentum shift right there, huh?
Trevor Peterson just taking the snap direct from center and finding a hole. Not really touched much, Marty.
No,
he went through there darn near untouched.
Well, he was trying. He was all arm tackled there at about the 15-yard line, and that didn't stop. So, that's blocked.
Big play, blocking the point after. Bear River coming in right up the middle. I believe that was
number 20.
Or was it Christopher Saraday, yeah.
Well, 7-6 your score, and let's see if that turns around the momentum here for El Dorado. They say, okay, we can run on this Bear River defense.
You know, Bear River got that first score, Marty, and, you know, it's easy to get very confident very early.
Yeah, and there's that touchdown.
Here it is. Now watch, he goes right up the middle there. There's one tackle only, and
yep,
pretty much goes in untouched except for that one arm touch.
Yeah, right. Just went right by him. I didn't see who that was.
But that's that left side of the defensive line. They seem to have found themselves a weak spot. And here's the extra point right up the gut. Oh, good slap.
Yeah, got it.
Gotta love that. You know, you work on that defensively all season, and you're lucky to get one a season, and that was a great slap down by number 20, Christopher Saraday. The senior coming in there and getting the job done. So the score now, with 8 minutes and 31 seconds left, 7-6, Bear River.
Squib kick taken by the short man up front and bringing it all the way up to about the 38-yard line. That was Jason Varney playing as one of the short men up front.
So Bear River now will try to mount a drive. I think this is an important drive for them.
Yeah, they shifted their over to passing, and now they're going to bread and butter it up the middle, and that's Varney, the ball carrier, and he takes it for about 6 yards, 6 or 7. Coming over the sideline is Tanner Mathias as he gets the play call and goes back out to the huddle.
You know, we've seen it a number of times, Marty. Scott Savoy will go to the pass, and if he's not successful, he knows he can always go back to Varney up the middle for 5 at a pop.
So they're in run formation. And inside handoff to Jewett, and he'll get the first down.
5 yards and the first down for the Bruins.
Yeah, I think what you said, 5 yards and a cloud of dust.
That is the Bruins, isn't it? They have Jewett and they have Varney, and they can go to either one. We're seeing Jewett there pick up that first down. Varney is the workhorse and the one that generally scores, but Jewett can certainly be explosive.
There's a handoff again to Jewett, running, and...
he loses the ball. Did he pick it back up?
I think he did, yeah. I think he got it. No, he never did lose it. It looked like he had fumbled it for a minute.
That'll be a gain of about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4.
At the 45-yard line of the Cougars as Bruins have gone back to bread and butter running.
Now watch this line fire out.
Yep. There's a big hole. There's a first down.
So the Bear River offensive line may be smaller, but they're certainly quicker off the ball, Marty. And they're blowing holes open as that we've seen them do all season. We don't give them nearly enough credit.
And it's a junior line, too. They'll be back next year.
And they'll be bigger and stronger.
Hand off again, looking for a spot. It's Jewett. He's got an opening.
Johnny Jewett. A nice 11-yard run by Jewett over the right side.
Smith made the tackle, saved that touchdown for El Dorado. So Bear River now is on the ball's on the 27-yard line. Hand off again. Varney almost brought down at the line of scrimmage by Gilbreth, but he couldn't hang on to him. And that's a gain of 6.
You know, that's what Varney does real well. He gets through the initial line, and he may get hit. But if you don't get a body on him, you're not going to stop him. He's going to get 2-3 more after that, even if you hit him well.
Well, what he does, he just continues to run over the blocking of Garrett Davis. Big number 75 junior. You can see there's a good shot of him right there, and he's going over that right tackle slot. He opens up the big hole, even though he's going up against the guy, number 79, Jake Thomas, which is 230 pounds. There's a quick handoff again, and Varney spins, goes, and gets brought down by number 5, Williams. Now, one of the things, too, is that most of the El Dorado players are going both ways, Paul. So this could be a battle of attrition here. Let's take a look at that replay.
Watch this spin move, and you got to love. He centers himself. Watch this bang. Right here, he spins, stays on his feet, and has the presence of mind to keep going towards the end zone.
So now back to live action, and Jewett takes it into about the, let's see where they spot it. Just a couple, and he gets down to about the 8-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and goal. Bruins on the move. 2 backs in the backfield. Hand off again. That's Varney. And he gets brought down short of the goal line.
Boy, nothing special about that. Right up between center and guard. Right up the middle. They're finding some room. We should give some credit to the offensive center of Bear River.
Yeah, Brandon Robinson is the guard that's opening up some holes over there. So now it's 3rd down and goal. Hand off again to Varney, and he takes, let's see where they go. Where does it go? He's going to be short. I think they'll probably go again. I don't think they're going to try a field goal. They'll just try to run it in at this point in time and give it to...
You know, the center, number 64, we need to give him some credit. This is Eric, and I believe it's Sustak.
Sustak, yeah.
Sustak. And watching him block right there, some beautiful line play. That is where they're getting a lot of these holes, and he just basically takes out the middle linebacker. On that last play that Varney popped, I watched him put a helmet right in the numbers of the middle linebacker and just take him back 5 yards. So when you can do that, any running back can gain yardage right up the middle.
Yeah, Nick Machad over there is offensive tackle on the left side, and he's doing a whale of a job. So they're firing off on their blocks and giving the back some big holes to run through. And it's 4th and goal from about the 1-yard line. Let's see what play they're going to call. Coach Savoy out there. Giving his troops some encouragement.
4th and goal after 1.
Oh, the crowd calling for a Bruins score.
3 minutes and 52 seconds left in the half.
T formation, handoff, going in, driving in, following over the right side. And once again, there is Garrett Davis.
As he comes off the field, Bear River seems unstoppable against this Cougar defense, Marty. So far, they haven't had too much problem penetrating this line and driving down the field. They've had the ball twice and they've scored twice. So
Cole White will be doing the holding for Jason Varney. Extra point, down, up, and kicked in. Good.
What's good is good.
14-6. Another quick drive by Bear River as they continue to keep that ball on the ground. They went for that one series of passing, and they were stopped.
So we get to see the replay here at ground level, I'm told, by Gil Dominguez in the truck. Let's see the hole. And you can see, look at the offensive line fire out.
Yep.
They're just pushing him back.
Yep.
And he doesn't get stopped until he's, 4 yards into the end zone.
So also in, see, they went, nice job from camera work from Sean Kashevsky. That was also offensive, the offensive guard, Brett Gatto, was in on that also. So opening up a hole to go over. So Varney will kick off. 14-6, 3:49 left to go in this fast-moving game. Back to receive. That ball is going to be taken at about the 10-yard line. Looking for a wedge, can't find it, but then getting up to the 25-yard line. That was Merritt Williams. He's getting a lot of work tonight.
Well, like you say, many of these players go both ways, and that includes Merritt Williams. He is one of the top tacklers for the Cougars, playing defensive back.
Number 77, Ian Joseph. He's a big, both offensively and defensively. He's a junior, 280. And Wheeler goes nowhere.
Well, needless to say, El Dorado certainly would like to get a score before halftime with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left. This is an important drive for them.
And there's Terry Logue up on top of the press box, calling the defensive plays down to Zach. Now there's Peterson, and they've smelled that out. That was a big yardage play on their last drive. So now that'll be that'll bring up third down.
They used C.J. Wheeler on their last drive very effectively, and he's the one that got the big yardage, the big gains. And they have yet to go back to him. But we're in 4-down territory, Marty, even with this amount of time on the clock. I believe that they'll go 4 times.
Well, I don't know if they can afford to give the ball up if they don't make it here. They'll have to kick.
We'll soon see.
Let's see. The crowd calls for holding. And now rolling out, being some pressure. And he gets by, and he's going to get a first down. Nice bit of running in there by Trevor Peterson. Oh, there's a flag down in the backfield. It might have been a hold. And it looks like it's going to go against Ian Joseph as he holds his hands up like, what did I do? And he's talking to the referee. The referee's not buying it. So that's going to be a big penalty because that was a first down, Paul.
It was a first down, and it was a nice play by Peterson going over the right side. And then, again, we're seeing some arm tackles. Marty, if the Brewers are going to advance into the playoffs, deep into the playoffs, they've got to tighten up their defense, especially their defensive backfield. That is the real question mark, I think, in this Bear River team. They have plenty of offense. Yeah. They've got an excellent quarterback, 2 excellent backs, a good offensive line. But the defense can be leaky, and we've seen it all year long.
Now that'll bring up third down, and then they're going to call El Dorado's going to call a timeout as that coach comes out on the field. Third and 22. That was a big penalty because they would have had 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line, and that was a big penalty. In fact, the coach is coming out talking to the referee and saying, "Hey, how did you call that?"
I wonder what he's discussing actually. I think he's discussing where the ball is being placed here after that penalty.
Well, they mark it off from the spot of the foul, and
that's what I think he is suggesting, that they may have had the spot wrong. He's pointing over towards the side of the field at the yardage marker, and then he's saying this is exactly where the ball should be placed.
Well, he didn't win that argument, and so now he's pointing to his lineman and said, hey, he points to his head and says, hey, you got to start thinking, because that was a big, big penalty. Well, let's see what they can do on a third, about 3rd and 22. Deep in their own territory, back on the 14-yard line. Pass. Got his man, and then coming, did he make the catch? No, he didn't make it. It was a good pass right on the money to Taylor Smith. Good coverage by the secondary, but that was lucky it wasn't caught.
So far, their passing offense is pretty weak. You know, it looks like they're going to drop back, and they're definitely going to punt it.
Right. Oh, good rush. He got the kick away, and now it goes by, and he's going to let it. No, he's going to let it go. That's going to be marked on about the 38-yard line.
That was Johnny Jewett back there. That was, he needs to either field that ball or run away from it.
Well, that cost the whole team the other day. The punt, the defense, and all of the players when they ran that punt return, and Jewett did the same thing on practice. It cost the whole squad 10 push-ups because Coach Logue was not happy when that ball got by, because that was it's like giving away three first down. Rolling's got his man open, and that's Barbic. He gets by one man going down the sideline, going to get out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. He was wide open for a long time, Paul.
Garrett Barbic has been the favorite target of Tanner Mathias all season long, and we're seeing a maturing athlete here in Barbic. He catches the ball nicely, keeps his head in there, and then he can run after the catch.
Exactly.
Making a nice spin move and getting out of bounds.
So now Mathias over center, single back in the backfield. In motion is Lewis. Coming over to the right side, and there's that wraparound draw, and that's going to be a big gainer. Varney down to the 24-yard line, and they'll spot the change. 1st and 10, Bear River in there.
And they've used that play time and time again this year. They put the ball literally in the back of Varney, and he sneaks through the line.
And Mathias spikes the ball to stop the clock.
Let's watch this wrap around, Marty. This is a fun play to watch. Now watch, he'll drop back, and he'll literally put the ball in the back of Varney, right there. He puts in the ball. Then he pauses for just a second, and then sneaks through the line because you can't see that he's got the football.
And another good block in there by Davis. You see that hole that he opened up there?
Sure did.
Oh, man. Davis has come a long way this season, too. And for a junior. Now back to live action. Pass looking out into the flat, little high, almost intercepted. That was intended for Barbic.
Here's a picture of Garrett Barbic. He has been a very, very solid player this year. He's one of my favorites on this team, Marty. He and Jewett and Varney, and of course Mathias. Solid offensive players.
Well, let's see if they go to Lewis here. He's rolling out. They got three receivers in the pattern, and that's to Barbic. And he's going to drive on down for a first down. And they're going to mark it at about the 11. That pass was right on the money.
A minute 24 left, Marty. They're going to need to get on the line and spike it. I believe they're out of timeouts. No, they'll take their last one right now.
Oh, Bear River on the move. They've got a chance to take it in for their 21st point of the game here as They're moving down the field on some great passing and some good blocking.
If they can get in the next minute and 24 seconds going into the clubhouse, say at 21-6, it'll be a real backbreaker for the Cougars. Not to say they can't come back, but a team that is as strong offensively as the Bruins, and they've yet to show them they can stop them.
They just stopped them that one time on third and 3 passes, 3 and out, and then they tried to do that punt and tried to run it for the 12 yards and came up a little bit short, but that was been it. Bear River's been able to move the ball the whole time. Now, first down, Matthias hands off. That's Jewett, and he gets down to about the 2-yard line. That'll be it's going to be, there's a flag on the field. Let's see what it is. It's going to be a hold against Bear River, and that'll move it back 10 yards.
Wow, that's big.
That was big.
Because they were at the 2-yard line, and the good chance they'd score the next play. Now we're looking at first down and what, about 17.
They're gonna. It's gonna be first down and goal, and they're gonna mark the ball on the. Let's see where they're gonna take it, to the 20-yard line. So the Bear River's got their work cut out for them now. Repeat first down.
Ball at the 20.
So let's wind the clock and see what they can come up with here.
Clock is running.
Wide receiver sped right.
Shotgun formation, looking 3 in the pattern, over in the, and it's going to be overthrown. He had him open. He had Lewis open.
Matthias is trying to, just direct the ball. He's not winding up and throwing like we see him when he throws well. He's trying to spot the ball, and he overthrew Lewis.
That'll bring up second and goal from the 20. That was a big penalty. They're going to try to get some points out of this. They're going to have to move that ball down a little bit closer for attempted field goal. All right. 3 in the pattern. They're holding them out. And they got his man, and that was to Lewis again, and it was over his head.
Same play.
Same, exactly. He was wide open again.
They found a hole here. The seam is open over on the right sideline, and Matthias just can't hit him. That one actually going off of Lewis's fingertips. But that brings up now third down and 20 again. Marty, I wonder, they really have no other choice. They're going to have to throw one more time.
Yeah, right. They got plenty of time, and they've got to get that ball down close, at least 10 yards, 15 yards closer for a. All right, here we go. 3 in the pattern, rolling out now, rolling. He's going to run it, and he slips and falls down to about the 12. That's going to be short of the first down. Or the short of the goal. He had to get into the goal line to. So now Bear River's going to call a timeout. It's going to be 4th and goal from about the 12. Let's see if they'll run a play or will they take the field goal.
Well, they're too far out here to run a play. They're 13 yards out. I can't imagine.
There's the shot of the scoreboard there, 47 seconds.
I'm willing to bet that Barney can pump one in from about here. It's not that far out. He's got a pretty strong leg. Kicking the extra points, usually he can put them through and with a lot of room to spare.
But I think Bear River really wants to come away with especially when they had that ball down on the 2-yard line, where it would have been second and goal.
You know, of the games that you and I have covered, Marty, I think we've watched them attempt one field goal and it was missed. So let's see what they do.
Ball's on the 12. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a rollout. So they're going to go for it.
They've only got one receiver far left.
That's Barbic into the corner. He's got it. And touchdown. What a play. Oh my goodness, Barbic faked to the into the inside, went to the outside. The ball was right on the money by. Oh, he just out faked the secondary guy. It was unbelievable. He took it to the inside, broke to the outside, and that ball was right on the money. And they only had one receiver in the pattern, Paul.
Merritt Williams, the defensive back out there, I think he left his socks out there in the end zone because Garrett Barbic absolutely faked him out of everything else. Barbic making also a splendid catch right at the sideline, Marty.
Yeah. That was quite a play as Bear River picks up another 7 points. But man, oh man, that ball was right on the money.
That's the kind of thing that we've seen all season long here.
Well, and Barbic's a go-to guy. I mean, they tried Lewis a couple of times, but just threw over his head. Lewis was open. He had faked his guy out and was wide open. Pass, but that ball was right on the money to Barbic.
Well, they didn't put any balls in the pattern. Yeah. Barbic was his only choice. Now watch Barbic at the top of your screen. Now he makes, like you said, Marty, he makes a fake out. And then he goes back in, and then he moves back out to the sideline. Now the ball's in the air right about here, and look, he's got him completely turned around.
Yep.
And the ball is thrown, and you can see Barbic just keeping his feet in bounds, keeping his concentration, right there gets 1 foot in.
Look at that.
The official right on the sideline to make sure that he is in bounds. That's one of the best catches Barbic's made all season. Good for him.
Maverick King with that camera work there is excellent job. And that'll go on the highlight reel for Garrett Barbic because he put a move on that cornerback and
just left him in the
dust.
Absolutely.
There's a deep kick going to be taken at about the 6-yard line. That's Wheeler trying to cut to the outside, can't do it, and he breaks away though. Look at this. Nice return.
So the Cougars don't have any give up in them.
No, they're got good field position. He stepped out of bounds a little bit early, so they'll be on the 33-yard line. Let's see if they put that ball in the air. Nick Cardwell out here as receiver out to the far left. That's a pass low in the dirt, and there's a flag. Peterson threw that ball low. Good coverage by the secondary for Bear River, and now they're going to call a block below the waist. Now that'll take them back 15 yards. They may just take a knee here, Paul, and run out the clock because they can't afford an interception here.
Well, they certainly haven't shown much in the way of a passing attack. Quarterback Peterson has a fair arm.
Yeah, he's got a good arm,
but certainly hasn't been able to hook up tonight.
So that'll be about 1st and 20. Now coming out here to the far left is Kratzer, number 8. Now a timeout being called. Oh, I didn't think they stepped off enough yardage. He stepped it off at 10, but it should have been 15. Now they'll 1st and 20, 25.
So they're going to add 6 seconds to the clock to make it 26 seconds left in the half. And like you said, Marty, I think the Cougars are going to be happy just to get out of here with the points that are on the board. They turned the ball over with just over 2 minutes left to Bear River, and they managed to score on a great pass play to Garrett Barbic with less than a minute on the clock.
He's going to take it himself. Big hole. And coming up, slowing him up was Hitchman. And then making the final tackle is Chiardi.
They're going to try and squeeze one more play in here.
He spikes the ball. Now stops it at 6 seconds. So now they'll probably try to throw a deep bomb down the sideline because they're going to have to take this one in. If they don't, with 6 seconds, it's going to take you. If you catch the ball, it's going to take 6 seconds to run the rest of that distance. The ball's on the 35-yard line. Back in shotgun formation. High snap, looking over the middle. Got his man, but tripping him up was Hitchman again.
Now, there's still 1 second on the clock, and they'll go to the line of scrimmage. They've got to move the chains, and so they will. They will look like they may or may not get another play. Probably
as soon as they set the ball down, and if they're not going to get it, now they started up. Now this will be the last play. Once again, and he's still on his feet.
Oh my goodness!
He could go. Oh, but then bringing him down, saving the tackle. That was John Talbot. Oh, he saved the touchdown right there, didn't he?
The Bear River defense seemed to just give up. They're thinking that he was down, and there was no way that he was going to make it in the end zone. But boy, they sure made an effort. Unbelievable. That was.
They'll have to discuss that one in the locker room, don't you think?
I think they'll hear about that one big time when they get to the locker room. In fact, you can see Coach Logue.
Zach Logue is out there. He's yelling at his defense. What are you guys doing here?
There he is right there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when you do something wrong, that gentleman right there, he will let you know.
Yeah,
and you can see him talking to himself.
I think he's talking to. Okay,
let's see it again.
This.
Okay, Marty, you can call this one.
Well, look, now he goes back. That's a quick pass to the second receiver out there. Now look, there's one missed tackle there, another missed tackle there.
He stays on his feet here, miraculously, and then he just keeps going. And right here, he's thinking, "I'm heading for the barn."
Yeah, but Talbot never gave up. I mean, he went down there and tracked him down, and he stopped him at the. I mean, that was dangerous for Bear River. Saturday came up and put the finishing touches on it too. And that was 20, right? Boy, that was close. It looked like he was going to the barn with that one. So here at halftime, 21-6 in favor of Bear River. It's been very exciting, Paul.
It really has. It's kind of what we expected. Bear River is dominating the line of scrimmage and seems to be able to move the ball pretty much at will. And we've seen those weapons that Bear River has in their backfield and with their quarterback. But this game is certainly not over. It is a do-or-die game for the Dorado Cougars. They have to win this game if they're going to go to the playoffs. And as we talked about earlier, Bear River has already secured their position in the playoffs, so we'll see what they can do the second half.
All right, we'd like to tell you that the special edition of Bear River Football on your NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten this evening by
Hanson Brothers Enterprises. At Hanson Brothers Koufax, they are ready to assist you to help beautify your outdoor world. At Hanson Brothers Koufax, you'll find all your landscaping needs and masonry products, including retaining walls and stepping stones. And now, just added to Koufax is HBE Rentals, a full-service rental facility, and it's just like the one in Grass Valley. So now, everything you need for outdoor landscaping and equipment rentals is right there for you at Hanson Brothers and Koufax. Proud to be a part of the Koufax community and Hanson Brothers Enterprises.
Hills Flat Lumber Company. Hills Flat is turning green. They've been your local home center since 1921 and have 2 green locations to serve you in Colfax and Grass Valley. Hills Flat is solar powered, producing up to 160 kilowatts of energy to run their stores. And now Hills Flat is your new appliance partner with models on display from Genair, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and Estate. Let appliance guru Tim Lloyd answer any questions at both locations of the Hills Flat Lumber Company in Colfax and in Grass Valley.
And by Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. Mike Bratton knows a winning team when he sees one, and that's why he supports the Nevada Union Miners. Mike and Robin Bratton also remind you to come out and join them as they honor the memory of their son Michael in the 3rd annual Turkey Trot 5 and 10K run. Thursday, November 27th at Hooper Stadium. Registration begins at 7:30 and the race begins at 8:30. The MEB2 Foundation supports local youth activities and suicide and depression awareness. So come out and join the friends of Mike and Robin and the Bratton family, and that's Thanksgiving morning, November 27th, for the 3rd annual Turkey Trot and 5K Run.
Soft Answers. Dallas Wibholm is your local computer specialist in computer software management, design, and consulting. That's why Dallas and Soft Answers are the best friends you and your computer system have ever had. Dallas is the one to call for all those hard-to-solve computer problems and when you begin to design your system. So make your computer and your computer system your friend again with the help of Dallas Wibholm and Soft Answers, a proud supporter of Nevada Union Sports.
And by Attico Employment Services of Grass Valley. Branch manager Dawn Whitmore and her staff at Attico offer temporary positions, temp to hire, direct placement, and payroll services, all at their Grass Valley office. They are currently hiring for office and industrial positions, and due to reductions in state funding, both county and city governments are now looking to hire temporary workers. For employers, Attico helps absorb the cost of employment such as workman's comp and unemployment insurance. So Attico Employment Services of Grass Valley can do a great job for your business. That's a better working place and a better life. And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating our 12th season of local sports television. This is Paul Brown along with the voice of Touchdown Productions, Marty Mortensen, saying, thanks for joining us tonight all through the 2008 football season, and be sure to stay with us after the game when we announce the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award presented by CombiTrophyAndAwards.com. Marty and myself will select the most deserving Bear River player and present the award to them after the game. So stay tuned for Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Awards presented by CombiTrophyAndAwards.com, coming up immediately after this Bear River telecast.
May I have your attention, please?
Hey, let's go down on the field right now to Gil Dominguez. I think he's got Mike Bratton with him. Gil.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Marty. Down here with one of the true friends of the program for a number of years, Mike Bratton. And Mike, quite a game we got going on here.
It's a great game. I love that score, 21-6, Bear River. That's good.
Well, you know, Bear River and Nevada Union both returned to the playoffs this year after a couple of years of not making it. You know, a lot of work by these young men finally paying off.
You know, it takes a lot of work, a lot of perseverance, and two great programs, both Bear River and Nevada Union, and it's nice to see that. Look forward to seeing that next Friday night's game when they're both in the playoffs.
Well, of course, Bear River, of course, is going to be on the road, and you get to home game, though, so that'll be nice. First home game. God, it's got to be at least 3 or 4 years since we got a home game.
I think so, and it looks like it'll be Vacaville, and Vacaville's a tough game for NU, and of course, they're not done yet tonight. At halftime, the score was 14-zip NU. Actually, that's not true. At first quarter, it was 14-0 NU.
So there's a little update for you. Mike's here tonight, of course. Last week we talked to your lovely daughter and son-in-law about the Turkey Trot coming up here, 3rd annual Turkey Trot, the 27th over at Hooper Stadium, and how much that event has really grown.
Well, it has. This will be our 3rd year. We started it, you know, just shortly after my son passed away, and we had about 600 people, and last year we had close to 1,300 people, and if we have beautiful blue skies like we have, whether it's cold or not, we expect it to grow again this year. But even if it's raining, we expect a real good crowd because it's a beautiful course, whether it's a 5K, 10K run or a walk. It's just a nice family atmosphere, and of course we have NU and we have the gym that will be open as well if we have bad weather, so we'll be able to use the gym as well. So it's just a wonderful way to start your Thanksgiving morning off. Family atmosphere. It's almost a homecoming for a lot of the kids. They come back from colleges and they bring their parents out and their brothers and sisters, and it is a competitive run. There's no question about that for those that want to run the 5K, 10K, but it's really more than that. It's a feeling of community. It's a feeling, of course, in memory of my son Michael. It's also very important to our family as far as the message of of course, the suicide prevention and awareness. I spoke yesterday morning on the subject at the Nevada County Leadership Prayer Breakfast, and I talked an awful lot about depression, about suicide, how devastating it is to, of course, our family, and so many people that knew my son, and how nobody is really immune. We are actually the second largest percentage-wise per capita suicide rate in the state, and that's not good.
That isn't good. And talking to your daughter last week, I asked her if having the turkey trot helped her feel that Michael was with you guys at Thanksgiving for that holiday.
Absolutely, it does. The turkey trot was actually Michael's and his buddy Matt Botham's. It was their idea because they ran in a turkey trot a couple of years before in Reno, actually. And they thought, wow, we ought to do a turkey trot in Nevada County to raise money for the football team for NU, because they were both coaching at NU. And, of course, every football program, whether it's Bear River or NU or it doesn't matter, are always looking for fundraisers. And they thought, wow, why don't we do this for Nevada Union? And, of course, so the spirit of Michael is with us. There's no question. It's a very sincere morning, but it's also a very warm community morning as well.
Now, in talking to her also last week, I found out that because of your awareness now, you've come to be a little bit expert on the subject of suicide. And I asked her, was there any signs that you could tell that, because this is a situation where you think, well, that's never going to happen to me, that's never going to happen to my family. And she was saying that back then, you didn't recognize any, but now everything that you've learned about it, now you can look back and maybe see that there was some signs that were there.
Well, I won't tell you I'm an expert, but we have learned a lot, and we do know that depression touches a lot of people. We know that males over the age of 60 are the number one people that commit suicide, and young males between the ages of 18 and 25 are number two. And when you look at the typical person, normally it's a high achiever, it's somebody with just really the type A personality, somebody that's the go-getter, and somebody that's very hard on themselves, that if they're not accomplishing what they think they should be doing, then depression can set in, and it can be a chemical imbalance, and your serotonins can drop to such deep lows that it just makes you completely just like a feeling of usefulness, a feeling that I have no value as a person. And Michael did have some of those traits as we look back, but never to the point to where we were ever concerned or the thought ever crossed our mind. But we have learned some things, and we do know that there is help, and we do know that there is professional help. And sometimes it's with medication, sometimes it's with counseling. And it is a subject that needs to be talked about and not, put on the shelf and be embarrassed about. If you have a feeling of depression and a feeling that you're not sure if you have a value, whether it's a child or an adult, you need to seek help, because there is help.
And that's important, because as an adult, and many of you at home right now, you do have your ups and downs. Life is not always, a nice piece of pie with some ice cream on it.
It's not. Of course it's not. And of course I have to say one thing that helps me stand here is my faith. There's no question about that. I know that God has gotten our family through this, and I know that God's an answer to a lot of things when it comes to depression and problems. He's not the only answer, but He is an answer. And I have to say that our doctors and our professionals are a big part of that, and you just cannot put this on the side and hope that it's going to get better. You have to be aware of it, and you have to ask questions, and you have to protect your family and your children, and you have to seek help.
And of course, a devastating loss for any family, yours included. And I'd have to say, in the days and weeks afterwards, my heart really went out to Robin.
Well, Robin is my strongest person I look up to, and we just have such a wonderful marriage. But her strength has helped me through it, and I know that my strength has helped her through it. But it's not over. It's never over. Our days are very difficult. We never ever are more than a couple of minutes away from ever thinking about my son. but we know that we'll see him again, and we look forward to that. But for now, we're here, we're trying to help, and the Turkey Trot is part of that help, part of the awareness. The funds we raise go back into the community, for a lot of it to a New Day. In fact, 50% plus goes to a New Day, which is a nonprofit Christian counseling center where at no charge you can go and get help for life's problems, life hurts, things that are, whether it's marriage or whether it's drugs or whether it's depression or whether it's any kind of problems that hurt you on a daily basis. You can go to a New Day and get some counseling help. And there are other places in the community, but of course we also support youth activities that my son was involved in, and it's just a wonderful event on a great morning that you should be thankful. And we are thankful, and we look forward to that Turkey Day.
And it's got to be a little bit of healing to have all those people around. I know when I went to the services, the community just poured out of every nook and cranny to support you and the family, and I'd never seen a display like that.
Well, we do have that's why we live in this beautiful place, Nevada County. We've got these football players running on the field. We got our stadiums filled with fans and support, and whether it's sending the choirs to Europe or whether it's supporting a team or a little league or a senior centers, our community does come together for the right reasons, and that's why we live here, and it is a great feeling. People love my son. I know they love our family, as well as we reach out and try to help others, and that's what this community is. It's a community that reaches out and tries to help.
All right, Mike. Well, listen, thanks for joining us here tonight, and I think we'll talk with you next week at the home playoff game. That'll be just before the Turkey Trot. Remember, 3rd annual Turkey Trot, Thanksgiving morning. It's going to be a beautiful day. You want to be there. And over at Nevada Union Stadium site, registration is at
7:30, and you can sign up right now online at www.meb2.turkeytrot.com. But the advertisements are in the paper. They're on KNCO. You can call my office. It's pretty well known now. Sign up now or sign up that morning at 7:30 and enjoy a wonderful start to a wonderful day, Thanksgiving Day.
And don't forget to stretch.
Stretch. We have a stretch class before the run. But you know what? Bring your kids and your strollers and enjoy the day.
Excellent, Mike. Thanks a lot for joining us tonight. And our best to the whole Bratton family.
Thanks, Gil. We appreciate Touchdown Productions and all you do for this community, because you guys are great.
All right. Thanks a lot. Guys, second half's getting ready to start. Let's go thank that second set of underwriters and get ready for some Bear River action here on senior night at R.J. Ramsey Stadium. David J. Ramsey Stadium. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Gil. Nice job with Mike Bratton. And we'd like to tell you that the special edition of the Bear River football action is being underwritten on your North Cal Game of the Week by
Seifert Physical Therapy. John Seifert has over 20 years of experience with the human body. As a clinical expert in manual therapy, John knows how to make your body repair itself and is dedicated to making you whole again. Whether you require rehabilitation after an accident or surgery, or have suffered a sports injury, the staff at Seifert Physical Therapy is there to serve you and ready to make you well again. They accept most insurance plans and are conveniently located near the Nevada County Fairgrounds. Seifert Physical Therapy, proud to donate their time as the physical trainers of the Bear River Bruin football program.
Chan Moon and Kirschbaum OD. Chan Moon and Kirschbaum has specialized in family vision care for over 27 years. You can trust Chan Moon and Kirschbaum to offer thorough eye exams for your entire family. If another year has gone by since your last eye exam, it's time to get your vision checked and your prescription updated. And at Chan Moon and Kirschbaum, they offer a wide selection of frames and lenses, as well as a special contacts for astigmatism. Just another example of how Jerry, Lisa, and Stephanie are looking after the health of your most precious gift, and that is the gift of sight, all at Chan Moon and Kirschbaum.
And by Extremely Green, Christine and Mike Hoxie have created the first all-green, earth-friendly gifts and goods store. They're located in the big A-frame house on Main Street next to Betty's Toy Box. Extremely Green carries an array of solar gadgets and earth-friendly gifts like solar chargers for your cell phone and iPads, as well as solar flashlights. Extremely Green is also a retail and wholesale distributor for quality, environmentally responsible commercial and home use products. Their website is full of earth-friendly, everyday products to be good stewards to our Mother Earth. It's at that A-frame on East Main Street, the home of Extremely Green for earth-friendly living.
Yeah, we returning back to live action as the Hitchman takes that ball on about his own 15-yard line and got all the way out to about the Bear River 38-yard line, where they'll take it 1st and 10 as we start this second half, with Bear River leading by a score of 21-6. Here's a quick handoff, big hole, going over the left side, picking up about 7. Jewett for about 7 yards.
And Jewett takes back off where he ended off in the first half. Dominating that line is the Bear River offensive line and opening up a big hole over the left side.
Yeah, that was a big hole over the guard and the tackle slot. So once again, Bear River off to the races, and 2nd and 2. Quick handoff again over the left side, covering up the ball with both hands. Jason Varney gets the first down, so Bear River continues to keep that ball on the ground, and I guess you might as well keep running it if you can't stop it.
If it ain't broke, let's not fix it here. And you know what they do well, Marty, is they run the slant well. They run not through the tackle, but just off the tackle to the sideline.
There's a handoff, trying to turn the right side, but that's going to only get a couple of yards, so it'll be about second down and about 7, or just a short 8, as Jewett carries the ball.
Yeah, I suppose when you're picking up 5 and 6 yards at a time, it is a short 8.
So coming out is Barbic out to the right side, and he's going down and looking to pass, and boy, he's hit. Matthias was hit hard, and that was by number 53, Gilbreth. He's come in and made a lot of tackles tonight, so that was a loss of several yards, and that will take it back to a 3rd and 9.
A loss of 3 on the play, 3rd and 9.
Now we see Gilbreth come off the field. Very strong outside linebacker, number 53, Gilbreth. Called his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, he's been in on quite a few tackles. Shotgun formation in motion is Lewis. They'll have 3 receivers out to the left side, and that's going to go to Lewis. Is it caught? Let's see. They're going to give him this 10 yards and a first down, as that ball was put by Matthias in only one spot, and that spot was caught by Nolan Lewis.
Lewis was lined up, Marty, on the right-hand side of the field, came all the way across the field on the count, and then as it was cleared out, he made that great sideline catch.
So a 1st and 10. There's going over the left side is Varney, big yardage, and he continues to ramble on down to about the 20-yard line. Another first down for Bear River. They'll spot it on the 21. Boy, I think Jason Varney's on a mission tonight, isn't he?
17 yards.
17 big yards.
1st and 10.
He's gobbling up those yards tonight. I want to get in and see what kind of stats he's compiled this year.
Well, once again now over center, handoff again over that right side, going over Garrett Davis is Varney, and he picks up about another 9 yards. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be spotted down close to the first down, about one yard short. That'll bring up 2nd down and 1.
So looking at max preps here, Varney has carried before this game 126 times for 931 yards.
Oh, he'll be over the 1,000-yard mark.
He sure will.
Yeah, and that'll be a first down by Varney. I think they're going to give him the
About the 10-yard line.
so that'll be 1st and goal.
You know, Varney, like you said, probably has 1,000 yards already. I'm sure he's got 70 yards so far tonight, the way he's picking them up. 21 touchdowns. And like I said earlier, followed only by Johnny Jewett, who has 8 touchdowns.
And the Bear River will be able to get a first down just inside the 1. Rolling the pass. Quick turnaround and taking it. Does he get in? He does. Touchdown, Bear River. That was Garrett Barbic. My, oh my, oh my. What a play.
Boy, we're seeing something out of Barbic tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, well, and Matthias had that ball right on the money. Barbic went down, did an out pattern, and then cut back to the inside and left the defender standing there, and so that ball was right on the money. Well-timed pass. And
that's the second
Barbic.
good. That's the second good out pass we've seen him catch tonight.
There's a kick up, and it looks good again. It is 28 now to 6. Boy, that was a quick run for your money there, wasn't it, Paul?
That was a quick score by Bear River. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. I'm sure they talked about it at halftime. They knew where they could exploit the holes and what was vulnerable on that Cougar defense, and they went right at them. Didn't take them.
Whoa, did you hear that score? Placer 14, Whitney 7.
Oh, my goodness. We'll have to keep up with that game.
Here's the replay.
Now watch Barbic, and he gets a lot of room, and then there's a little slip by the receiver, but watch him lose this defender right there with just good strength and agility.
And then he gets by another tackler, and he gets by another one, and takes it into the end zone standing up.
And Marty, there you go. There's my early favorite right there for player of the game.
Yeah, Garrick Barbic. He's we might have a dual player of the game with Matthias and Barbic teaming up here. Man, they're having a great. Both of them are having a great night tonight. So
Wheeler is deep back for El Dorado.
So here's the kickoff. It's going to be a short kick up front, taken by one of the up front receivers, and he gets, looks like for number 42, I believe. No, 32 maybe. O'Reilly, was it?
Yeah, O'Reilly. You know, Scott Savoy likes to make that little wedge shot for his kickoffs. It's just a little his little punt ball that goes to that first line of receivers. He likes to keep it away from the fast back receivers.
All right, there's a handoff. Well, it was a fake handoff, and Peterson takes that ball out for about a 5-yard gain.
It'll be 2nd and 5. The Cougars really need to score on this series, Marty, to get back in this ball game.
Yep. So here's a handoff to Wheeler over the right side, turns the corner, gets the first down, where it'll be second. Well, they did get that first down on second and about 5. So Talbot making the stop, but not until after the first down was achieved, and the ball will be spotted on the Cougars' 47-yard line. High snap, fake, Peterson the ball carrier, and being dragged down. But he gets away.
Still going.
And coming up is Loza that makes that stop.
Well,
that was a touchdown-saving tackle.
It really was. Trevor Peterson's trying to do it all himself, taking the snap directly from center, and then just for sheer force of will, finding some room there and getting the first down for the Cougars.
Yeah, Cody O'Brien slowed him up, but then he got out of his grasp. And then Wheeler trying to go over the right side. He's still breaking tackles. He's still going.
He's still going.
Man.
That's impressive. C.J. Wheeler, he just will not go down. You're going to have to put something more on your arms around this guy to get him down. He keeps those legs going.
Yeah, all during practice on Let's
watch this. Now watch him. About the time he gets banged there, and then he keeps going, jumps over a tackler, still going.
They got a scrum going. Then they give it to Wheeler again, back to live action, and he picks up about a couple. But one of the things on Thursday practice that Terry Logue was yelling at his defense, he says, don't let number 3, I didn't know who it was at the time until I see this number 3, just called him number 3. Don't let number 3 keep turning. You got to bring him down. And sure enough, he was right. Wheeler's doing a fine job tonight. There's a fake hand up. Now it's a pass out into the flat, and it's short in the ground.
Yeah, that was a nice fake, actually, and if he had taken his time,
Yeah, he
his
rushed
receiver was open. That was number 7 out there. That's Taylor Smith.
Yeah, he was wide open, but
4th and 6.
When you're quarterback, and that's number 11, Peterson, when your jersey is that dirty,
yeah, you've done a good night's work.
you've been working hard.
Now there's timeout's going to be called as the coach comes out for the Cougars.
El Dorado, that's the first one in the second half. How about El Dorado?
Let's take a look at the standings for the PVL. Should Whitney lose tonight, right there, it's they're 5-0 in league play. That could give them 5-1. Bear River puts this one out. They're 5-1, but they still lose to Whitney because they lost to Whitney. And then that'll take precedence. But if
Placer was
Placer
to win.
can win by they can win by 13 points,
That would elevate them
Yeah.
into the playoffs.
it would. Yeah, Placer could get in.
They could. They sure
Depending
could.
what- Yeah, that's right.
Placer did beat Koufax.
Yeah.
So that would elevate them above Koufax and get them into a playoff
Yeah.
spot if they were to beat up Whitney in
Right.
some way. They got to beat them by 13 points, though, Marty.
Right.
You're right.
For Bear River to pick up that extra spot. So it's you just never know. So here it is, 4th and about 6. Let's see what they got. Inside handoff.
He's got it.
And that is going to be a first down for Peterson.
You got to love it. There is
Yeah.
no give up in this Cougar team.
No.
These guys are not laying down. It's 28-6, and these guys are still pounding away. They know that if they can get themselves some kind of a score here in the third quarter, that there's still time.
El Dorado.
They've still got to figure out a way to stop the Bear River
That's
offense,
it,
though.
Yeah, they 28-6 with 5:26 left to go. High snap, and they get it on over the right side to Wheeler.
And he's still
going. And he's going to get brought down at about the 5-yard line of Bear River. Man, that guy he is tough to bring down, isn't he?
He really is. He must be incredibly strong.
He's not that big.
No, he certainly isn't. That's Wheeler here. He's 5'9".
190, so he's solid.
Yeah, well, 5'9", 190. He's a fire plug.
Yeah. So the crowd calls for defense, but they're having a tough time to stopping Wheeler. There's a fake, and Peterson takes it himself, but runs into Craminer. Did I say it right?
Grammer.
Crammer. All right. Okay, Grandma. I hope I got it right that
I hope
time.
you got it right, too, Marty. I hope. I really do. But he ran into him anyway.
So now it's second and goal.
Ball and about 50.
Let's see what they call here. Good shot of Cody O'Brien, senior tackle. Fake, trying to roll outside. Now he's going to pass the ball, and it's going to be almost intercepted. Going up for that ball was Loza. He had it in his hands, but then it went over the top of his fingertips.
Trevor Peterson threw that ball into a very risky place, and the Bear River defenders were right there. If I was him, we should have just put that ball,
Tucked it in and
put his head down and see
Right.
what he could have gotten. He has a tendency to try to throw the ball into coverage. At least that's what we've seen tonight.
So now, 3 receivers out in the pattern, and they hand it off up the middle, but stopped. That was to Wheeler, and they stop him this time as the whistle blows, and now there's a penalty. Let's see what they're going to call it on.
The flag came in after the play was over.
Right.
Now, that was unusual. Wheeler went into the end
But
zone.
the-
He
but the whistle-
was not down.
He was stopped, though. The whistle had blown.
But, his legs had not stopped, and he was stopped back, say, almost to maybe the 4-yard line, Marty. And then once the whistle blew, he managed to get away. Let's see what they call here. A flag late like that.
Oh, it was the illegal block.
The runner indicated against El Dorado.
That'll take him back 15 yards.
Oh, that's a killer.
Oh, man.
and that will be from the point of the foul.
Let's see. Oh, no. Let's see. What are they going to call? Oh, they're going to call helping the runner. That's what they did. Yeah, that's like 5-yard penalty. They were assisting the runner, and you can't do that.
You can't push him through.
No. Yeah. So that'll bring up 3rd down. Now the referee explains it to the Bear River sideline. Wants them back behind the line.
3rd down.
Clock starts again, 4:01 left. And the big ball will be placed on the 6-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and goal. They're in 2-down territory. I wouldn't be surprised they hand it off again to Wheeler. No, they fake pass, and he's rolling out. He could take it in.
He does.
And he's going to go waltzing into the end zone. Touchdown. That is Peterson. And I think they're probably going to go for 2 here. Yeah, they are.
You know, and to the credit of the El Dorado Cougars, they earned that touchdown.
Right, they did.
They mounted a very, very successful drive and powered their way down the field through this Bear River defense. They're going to go for 2 now.
Yep.
Let's see if they get in. That'll make a big difference in the score.
Right.
And the probability of them catching Bear River at this point.
Rolling out, and he's going to take it in himself. Good hustle. That was Peterson that was Williams.
Williams just taking it himself. So that's 14 now for the Cougars. It's 28-14, two touchdowns.
No, this game's not over yet.
That's a fact. 3 minutes and 32 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
I wouldn't be surprised they try an onside kick here. They want that ball back.
Still only the 3rd quarter,
Yeah,
Marty. I
true.
think we're a little early for an onside kick.
But like you said earlier in this ball game, this is desperation time for them. They want to. They've got to win this game.
Absolutely.
So they've got to take some chances. Let's take a look at that.
This is the touchdown, and it's pretty straightforward. He fakes the handoff. I think he was looking to pass, but then he finds an open lane to his left here, and he goes almost untouched as he goes to the corner. There's a little bit of a defensive breakdown here by Bear River. They should have had a defensive backup, but there's just no one there.
They needed someone on the line of scrimmage to contain him, and they didn't have it. So let's see what they do here. That's a deep kick. It's going to be taken in there.
Just like Jewett.
And he continues to drive, and he'll get the ball out to the 33-yard line where the Bruins will take over 1st and 10.
Here's a replay of the extra point, Marty, and again, a little bit of a breakdown by the Bruins as they it's a straight. It looks like maybe even a broken play. Looking like he was trying to hand it off, but then takes it himself.
Overran it there, and then he just walked in. Varney on the handoff. Gets about 8 yards. Varney continues to pile up yardage.
Now, the one thing that Bear River needs to guard against right now is turnovers. That's the one thing that could kill them. They need to hold on to the football and just stay with their game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Pound away left, pound away right. It's Jewett, it's Varney, and let's take some time off this clock.
Well, this might be a good time to cross them up with a pass. But Bear River's trying to take some time off the clock. There's a quick handoff again, and it's going to be short. You talk about a fumble, and it looks like just exactly what you said. Let's see who comes up with it.
And it looks like it's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah. Yep. Oh boy. See, just what you said exactly that, and exactly what happened. You have a little premonition here, or what?
Well, let me say something about the stock market.
First down, Bruins. They were lucky to get that ball back because that ball was put on the ground. So now they capitalize on a big break. 1st down on their own 43-yard line. A pitch back. That is Cole White, and fresh pair of legs in there, but the Cougars stuffed that one.
You know, we saw Cole White several games back take a game over with his fresh legs coming in the second half like this, and sometimes a new back in the backfield is a different look and a different tackle. You know, White is a very powerful straight-ahead runner and can be really difficult to bring down. And a tired defensive line has trouble getting him.
They're going to have to hurry to get this play off. Looks like there's a little confusion now. They're going to have to call a timeout. I knew that it was running low on clock timing there.
So in comes Tanner Mathias.
So that's Bear River's first timeout.
There's a good shot of Scott Savoy surrounded by his Bear River team. Scott is an excellent coach.
Very personable too. I mean, he's out there with those kids, and they respect him a lot.
There's no nonsense guy.
No.
And if you're going to be successful coaching high school football, that's pretty much the way you got to be. I really respected it. Those are the kind of coaches that I had in high school, and the only way to get it done is to maintain some discipline and a good game plan. He's had a lot of very successful teams.
They'll bring up second down and 11 as White lost a yard. See if they put the ball in the air. In motion. And now going deep. They got his man, Barbic, on the run, and he could turn it on. It's going 5. Touchdown, Bear River. Look at that.
Garrett Barbic having a season in one game right here. Garrett Barbic.
My, he was wide open, outran the secondary. Once he caught that ball, he just kicked it into a second gear and outran the defender. Big 6 points. Now, there's how you answer a touchdown.
I'll tell you, that looked like a college tandem.
Yeah.
Mathias coming about and setting and throwing a beautiful pass, knowing just how fast Barbic was going to be able to run to catch that ball.
That was right on the money, too. Nice pass by Mathias. There's the ball's put down, kicked, and it's good.
And then you know what else we saw, Marty, is something we haven't seen, is Barbic has some speed.
Yeah.
Once he caught that ball, boy, there was some legs there.
Oh, man, that's
turned on the jets and got into the end zone. So
Garrett Barbic just showing why he's one of the premier wide receivers in this PVL league. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. And of course, you don't take anything away from Tanner Mathias, who had that ball right on the money. And
you got to have somebody deliver that football to you. You can be a great wide receiver, but have
watch this replay here, Paul.
Oh, I love this too. So with a good fake into the line, holding the linebackers, and Mathias rolls out. Now this is where he's good. Now watch him throw the ball on the run, and it's a beautiful feathery pass, and he leads Barbic perfectly right there.
Right
looks
there.
The ball into his hands. Now watch him just turn on the burners right here.
Outran that secondary, and
there he is into the end zone.
Boy,
3 scores tonight for Garrett Barbic.
Yeah. Beautiful play.
I'm looking at his total points this year in scoring. Barbic's got 40.
And there's
now he's got 18 more. He had 6 touchdowns prior to this game.
He got a total of 9. So he's having you're right, he's having a season in one game here. There's a little squib kick, and it's going to be taken in there by Schmidt, and they bring him down on about their own 40-yard line.
You know, the next time I have a chance to talk to Scott Savoy, I'm going to ask him why he likes to kick off in those short kickoffs and basically give the ball on the 40-yard line to the opposing team.
Well, during practice on Thursday, they were saying, keep the ball away from number 3. And he's back there receiving it. So
they'd rather give it to him on the 40 than give it to number 3. And
a touchdown.
Yeah.
So here's Peterson again, still running, and picks up about 7, maybe 6 yards. Cody O'Brien in there on the tackle.
So El Dorado, after scoring on their last possession and pulling the score to within 14 points, now is once again staring at a 3-touchdown deficit.
Hand off to Wheeler, and they stuff him. Good play by Colby Angus in there on that tackle. He's got a little jersey issue. He comes down. That'll bring up third down and about 8.
There's a fake to the left, and
they're going to get him. But no, he's still on his feet. He's going to get the first down. What unbelievable! Jeez, he just is such a hard, elusive runner to bring down.
Talk about tenaciousness.
Brammer had him finally, and let's see what they're going to do. They're going to say he ran out of bounds early, or what are they going to? No, they're going to move the chains. Well, that was a big play right there.
That'll be a big first down.
Mm-hmm.
Keep some momentum going.
Like you said, Paul, these Cougars have not given up at all. They are fighting for every yard they can get.
They just can't seem to find a way to stop Bear River in that passing.
That's the problem. All right, there's a fake again to Williams. And taking the ball for a couple is Peterson. And that'll end the third quarter with Bear River leading here by a score of 35-14. There's your line score. And we'd like to tell you this is a special edition of Bear River Football on your NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten this evening by Top This Truck and Auto Accessories. Top This is the only truck accessory store in the foothills, and they lead the way with innovative technology. Chuck Cavros knows that your truck looks better with accessories from Top This, and that's why Top This has a showroom full of displays featuring thousands of accessories from Weather Guard DZ and Racket truck racks, along with a great selection of boxes and ski racks. So give your truck some real attitude and make it an extension of your personality at Top This Truck and Auto Accessories, your truck's favorite store.
And by All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning, customer satisfaction is the reason that Doran and Max Bennett are celebrating 13 years of business in Nevada County. And the Bennett family want to thank you for the trust you have placed in them whenever you have needed service, repair, or installation of heating and air conditioning units. They also remind you that All Phase is Nevada County's only certified trained comfort specialist. If replacement is needed this fall, All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning is ready to help. That's All Phase Heating and Air Conditioning, proud supporters of Nevada County sports. And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating the 12th season of local sports television. This is Paul Brown, along with Marty Mortensen, saying, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. And be sure to stay with us after the game when we announce the Touchdown Productions Player of the Game Award, presented by CombiTrophyandAwards.com. Marty and myself will select the most deserving Bear River player and present them with our award of the achievement. So stay tuned for Touchdown Productions Player of the Game, presented by Combi Trophy and Awards, coming up immediately after this telecast.
That was a quick pass over the middle to, I think it was minute number 7 to Taylor Smith, I believe. And that one fell incomplete, and that'll bring up fourth down and about 8, a long 8 for, and they're going to go for it. This is going to be a big play.
At this point, they really have no choice. They've got to use every play they can get. And fourth down and 7 or 8 is certainly doable the way that they've been running the ball.
They have. And Bear Rivers just hasn't been able to hold them in these circumstances. And they're rolling out now as Williams. And they lateral it back. And that didn't fool anybody. So Bear River will take over on their own 45-yard line where they'll have it 1st and 10. That was kind of
it was an option play left,
right. Marty,
and he waited too long to pitch the ball back. He waited until actually he was captured by the defender. Here's Cassie Walker's great camera work, and see, he moves upfield, and then after he's hit, he flips the ball out, which is really dangerous.
Yeah, right. And then coming up and making the final stop is Saradet. And Jewett, the ball carrier, picks up maybe a half yard. Now we come back to live action. Matthias comes over to the sideline to get the play.
So I would say that if Bear River can get in the end zone here on this possession, it will basically break the back of the Cougars.
Cougars have fought a hard game tonight. There's no question about that.
No, very much so, Marty, and they have every reason to be proud.
Marty picks up a yard and brought down in there by number 14, Schmidt. He's played a heck of a ball game tonight. He's been in on a lot of tackles. So, like you say, this team hasn't given up. They're fighting hard in there.
Well, they've still got almost 11 minutes left here, and then they got a third down play here. They have the chance to stop Bear River.
Third down and long. Let's see if they put it in the air. Rolling out now, looking, and just came up short. That was for Barbic, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Barbic was all by himself out there on the right, and that was one of those times Matthias should have stopped and set his feet.
Yeah, I noticed that he didn't. His feet weren't set, and it's getting a little dewy out there because all of our paperwork here is getting wet at this point in the evening, and his foot slipped a little bit and couldn't get it the right throw on it. So now Bear River will go back into punt formation. Good snap. Oh, that was off the side of his foot, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. So that was
that was a gork.
Yeah,
nothing going on there with the punt. I'm not sure what he was doing that time.
Well, he's trying to kick it out of bounds, but I don't think he wanted to kick it that quickly out of bounds.
I think there was maybe a gain there. Maybe 15 yards?
Yeah, right. So they'll take the ball over on their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10. And the defense has got to go back to work again now. There's a handoff and to Wheeler, and he's trying to use he gets by again. Another 15-yard carry. Boy, he has something else. That young man he's got some good speed, doesn't he?
Well, 5'9", 190.
Yeah.
He is a running bowling ball, basically. He doesn't look very big from up here.
No, it must be all muscle.
He's strong.
Yeah, it's got to be. Unless our report's wrong for 190 pounds.
Well, maybe that's after he eats.
Yeah. But there's no questioning his heart and his quickness. 10:20 left to go, 1st and 10. And there's the handoff. He's still going. Look, he's got 12 yards. Man, that young man is hard to bring down.
In fact, he seems to be better after he's hit.
Right.
Once he's hit, he kind of relaxes and then surges again.
Yeah, right.
And so the defender seems to relax and let go of him.
Yeah. Cole White on the tackle, so they're another 1st down. There he goes again. Now they stop him for maybe a yard or two. Chiardi in on that tackle.
Wheeler, we will see him again next season. He's a junior. And he will come back and he will be stronger and bigger as the transition between the junior and senior year. We always see a dramatic change. It'll be fun to watch him next season.
There's a handoff again, trying to go to the outside. He turns the corner, but then is brought down. A good defensive play by John Talbot. Villasencio and Talbot. 8:58 and counting.
3rd and 8.
Well, they're in 2-down territory again. Let's see if they try to pass the ball as maybe a big rush. They put the rush on. They set up a screen to Smith, and that's going to come up short. Bear River was able to cover that. That that had big potential written all over it as Chiardi comes in and stops them, but they had a good pass rush by Cole White.
They did, but you know, that screen was set up beautifully. It's the linemen that were out there to block missed the blocks.
Oh, okay.
And had they made an ample block, that could have gone for a lot of yardage.
Yeah,
It was a well-played, well-called play.
So now in shotgun formation. And then I don't know what happened. It was just a massive rush by Bear River.
Complete breakdown
oh boy!
Of the offensive line. They just let the Bear River defenders right in there. He had no place to go.
No.
And they will turn it over on downs now, Marty.
Yeah. White in there. Castor was in there. And so now Bear River takes over 1st and 10. They'll try to grind it out here, I imagine. Let's see, and that's the first man through, picking up 9 yards. That was Varney.
8 yards.
There's Brian Hamilton giving us a hi and a wave. Looks like he's got the Cougars colors on there.
I have to talk to Brian about that.
Notre Dame. Okay.
It was Notre Dame.
But I didn't know Notre Dame's colors were blue.
I didn't either.
Yeah, okay. So there's a first down, I guess, to see where they spot it. No, they're going to, he said they're going to come up short.
So it'll be 3rd down. 7 minutes and 13 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Bear River with control of this game, 35-14.
So Varney's back in the ball game now. Let's see if they hand it off to him to see if they can't get that last yard, that they get a first down. And let's see, and he's going to get it. Just barely, though.
Let's see where they spot that ball,
Yeah,
Marty.
They're spotting it at about the 42-yard line, which will give them a first down.
Now, right about now, I'd sure like to find out what the score of that Placer-Whitney game is.
Yeah.
And see how that will impact the PVL.
.6:30 left to go in this ball game as Bear River continues to grind it out on the ground. Tight formation, handoff, trying to get to the outside, can't do it. Brought down hard was Varney. Number 25 in on the tackle was Adam Gunsky.
So Bear River happy to just let some clock wind down. Now down to 6 minutes. Knowing this game is in hand, providing anything dramatic doesn't happen. They will stay on the ground, I'm sure.
Quick handoff and stopped. Valero in the ball carrier and maybe picks up a couple. That'll bring up 3rd down and long again. Valero comes out.
First time we've called his number tonight,
Yeah.
I think, Marty. He's a powerful fullback type runner. Valero was very instrumental in that win against Colfax in the
Right.
pouring rain, if you recall.
I remember.
The muddy field. Give it to Valero. He'll get it for you.
So it'll be 3rd down and about 8. Going back. Barbic now in the flat. He's got it. And did he catch it? Yes, he did. Oh, first down, Barbic. Boy, what a nice pass by Matthias as he went down and out. And
you can see now that he mugged Barbic over there in the
Right,
corner.
he
He
did.
actually pulled his uniform down, and Barbic kept his concentration. Now watch Barbic.
Yeah.
If you can see him, the ball is thrown, and there's Barbic over in the corner. Now he's got his hands on him right there.
Yep.
But Barbic keeps his head together, pulls that pass in. I thought maybe he might even get away from him. Another great catch by Barbic tonight.
There's a handoff, and that goes over the left. Oh, no, though he was down. Let's see. Who was the ball carrier? That was 24.
It's Mazar. Sean Mazar.
That's what I thought. I think he called it. Yeah, that was 24. That was Mazar.
trying to get some of their juniors in the game now.
Yeah. Third down, handoff to Varney. Goes a couple.
You know, I like the way that Matthias throws that ball on the run. It's, you know, and it's fun to throw the ball on the run. You roll out to the right, and you can throw with your right hand. But he's much more accurate when he just fades, comes back in the pocket, finds his receiver, sets and throws. He's so pinpoint accurate. But, you know, he's out there having fun, so I guess that's part of it.
Sure. So third down and about 5, and let's see who gets the handoff and going and driving. Going to be short of the first down, it looks like. O'Donnell, the ball carrier.
Let's see where they spot it. So I can see some college picking up Matthias in an offense that is a pocket pass offense. He really isn't an option quarterback. It would have to be an offense that was suited to his skills, which would be a fade back, pocket pass, you know, someplace like Arizona State. He certainly has the accuracy and the strength of arm.
Yeah, he does. He's a good leader, too, for this whatever school he should be able to go to. Let's see if they get a first down here. They'll stretch the chains out. I think it's going to be short. And just barely.
By inches.
Yep. So it'll be fourth down and a short 6 inches to, measured it again, and it comes up the same.
Inches short. I never played a game. Going 4 inches for the Bruins.
Crowd is now starting to head towards the gate.
Yeah, 3:21 left to go in this ball game, and let's see. Now a timeout's going to be called. All right, so El Dorado calls a timeout. Let's see if they can't regroup here because they need to hold Bear River from getting this first down. There's a good shot of Tanner. Also Jake Coburn. Also Clayton Lane. Some juniors are in this ball game now, getting some action. I mean, it's nice to hit. It's nice to hit somebody else other than your own in your own player, because they practice against each other all week, and sometimes they can't get into the game. But with this comfortable lead by Bear River, so they give a chance for the juniors to
get some playing time.
Yep, exactly.
And this is the team that they want to develop for next season as well. Right. They'll try to get more and more. They'll bring a couple of the JVs up for the playoffs. They did last year and the year prior. There we are.
Yeah, the wind has picked up a little bit, and it's a little bit chilly here tonight, Paul, but we're watching a excellent ball game tonight. Marty Mortensen along with Paul Brown saying thank you for joining us tonight. This is an excellent ball game, and now let's see if Bear River can pick up that first down, T formation, and they hand it off to Saraday, and he gets a first down. That'll continue the clock to run with 3:15 left. Bear River can continue to run out the clock.
And we're seeing some changes now on the side of the Cougars. They're going to bring in some of their juniors. You can see some lily white jerseys out there of players that haven't played tonight. Matthias stays in the game.
He's directing traffic out there. There's a handoff, and he fumbles. And let's see if who gets it. Looks like El Dorado gets it. I didn't see who the ball carrier was. So O'Reilly recovers the ball, but I didn't see who the ball carrier was for Bear River. That ball just shot right out of his hand as soon as he was hit.
Here's the replay of Marty and Let's see who the ball carrier was. It's still undetermined. But that was forced out. That was number 4.
No, it was was it 54? That was 54 then. That's Brandon Robinson.
And Robinson coughs the ball. Or more, it was stripped.
So let's see. Oh, man. That was a good tackle in there. And the ball carrier was Jake Hood, the ball carrier. He's an offensive lineman and defensive lineman, and he'd got in the backfield, give him a carry.
They're patting him on the head. Let's get everybody in the game here. We're going to run the coaching staff out there next. It's the last game of the season, and for some of these seniors, the last time they'll play football.
There's a handoff again, and that was to Hood. Well, the clock continues to run as it comes down under 2 minutes. Into the ball game is Kevin Botsford, the junior defensive lineman. Pass and just missed his receiver. That was intended for Kratzer. And that was 4th down, so Bruins will take over again, and now they can run the clock out.
Let's say if they start, if they take Matthias out, you know, I'm not even sure. We haven't seen anybody besides Matthias play quarterback this year.
That'll bring up 4th down. They'll punt the ball, maybe. Low snap is kicked. It's a nice recovery there by Hickson.
Hickson managed to field that ball, and that ball was a spinner.
Boy.
It was one of those low, Pro V kind of balls that was spinning along the ground there. I'm surprised he could even field it.
Yeah, and it's a good thing he did. That ball would rolled all the way down to the 10-yard line. So Bear River takes over. I don't know if they were working on, they had a different quarterback. No, Matthias comes out along with a whole slew of new players. Lewis comes in, O'Brien. So Bear River takes over 1st and 10 on the 39, 104.
They're going to take a knee.
No, they're going to hand it off. We'll give it some. Oh, a good breakthrough. Saraday, the ball carrier, gets a 1st down.
Christopher Saraday getting a handoff or two. Again, one of those rare ball carriers that we don't see much of. Going to get him in the game here, the senior Saraday.
And there he goes again. Picks up about 4.
3 yards.
33 seconds left on the clock.
We got an injured player.
Looks like he's got a cramp.
Yeah. That is Heddenland, the junior tackle.
Nothing like a cramp, but those will hurt so bad. And, it's getting late in the game, and it's getting cooler out here.
And well, let's see.
He's pointing at his knee.
Oh, I don't think it's a cramp. He's got that leg really down on the ground. I didn't see what happened.
We're up here in this one league, they're way down there, so I don't know. So they haven't really played.
So let's see if we can see what happened in there. Oh, you can see it right there. The helmet came down on his leg.
Oh, yeah. That's smart.
And that is number 50, is it, Marty?
Oh, 60.
Number 60. He's an offensive tackle, the junior. That's Heddenland. Blake Heddenland.
Yeah.
Oh, he's hurt.
Yeah, he can't put any weight on that leg.
Now, Heddenland is not a starter.
you get into the game with 30 seconds left to go, and then you get a freak accident like that, or the helmet comes down on the. So they'll put some ice on it. And so the clock continues to run as the crowd heads out, and there's a handoff, and going nowhere on that.
And that'll be the last play of the game.
Should be. And that's 54 Robinson. I think we ought to give you think we ought to give it to Matthias and Barbic?
We'll call it Matthias to Barbic tonight.
Yeah, okay.
That'll be your players of the game. Garrett Barbic certainly, and we've given it to Matthias once already this season, but tonight Garrett Barbic had a season in a game, catching as many, half as many passes or touchdowns as he has all season. So Tanner Matthias and Garrett Barbic will be our Bear River players of the game. Congratulations to them. As we see the teams greet themselves at midfield, a valiant effort, Marty. You got to admire the staying power of the Cougars tonight as they kept coming back at them again and again and again. They just couldn't stop this very potent Bear River offense. But they certainly give it a valid effort.
I think the final score there was, there's our player of the game. Co-players, Garrett Barbic and Tanner Matthias, a 1-2 combination punch there as Barbic picks up 3 touchdowns tonight. And all in all, a very well-played game by
Bear River.
And you got to give the credit also to El Dorado. They weren't favored. They needed a victory tonight. There's your final score.
I think they played about as good a game as they could.
Yeah, I think so. They've got a couple of great players, Wheeler and also Peterson and Taylor Smith. I mean, those are good combinations. They got some very skilled players. So all in all, they played a whale of a ball game.
And we'll see Wheeler again next year.
Yeah,
he's a junior, so they've got something to build with next season.
So as the Bear River parents and players go to the center of the field, they've got to discuss some of the finer aspects of the game tonight, as it looks like they'll be ready for the playoffs next week, Paul.
Absolutely. We have the coaching staff, and they always address the team and the parents come out on the field. And Coach Savoy is always very eloquent in what he has to say. And this is their last game on this field. Now they're going to go into the playoffs, and I'm sure they're anticipating that. There's also Coach Logue having a few words with the boys.
I would like to tell you at this special edition of the NorCal Game of the Week featuring the Bear River Bruins was underwritten this evening by
Hanson Brothers Enterprises. At Hanson Brothers, their goals are simple: provide customer service and continue to contribute to the Colfax community. That's Hanson Brothers Enterprises.
Hills Flat Lumber Company. Hills Flat has been your local home center since 1921. And now they have 2 locations to serve you in Colfax and their new store in Grass Valley.
And then by Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. Mike Bratton knows the winner when he sees one. Come join them to honor the memory of their son Michael at the 3rd annual Turkey Trot 5 and 10K run. That's Thursday, November 27th at Hooper Stadium.
Soft Answers. Dallas Wivholm is your local computer specialist in computer software management, design, and consulting. And Debbie and Dallas love to watch their son John play for the NU Miners.
And by Adeco Employment Services of Grass Valley. Adeco is the world leader in employment services, offering temporary work and temp for hire.
Sievert Physical Therapy. John Sievert is an expert in manual therapy and supports the Bear River Bruin football program.
And by Chan, Moon, and Kirschenbaum OD. Doctors Jerry Chan, Lisa Moon, and Stephanie Kirschbaum operate one of the most progressive optometrist offices in the county.
Extremely Green. Christine and Mike Hoxie have opened our first all-green, earth-friendly gifts and goods store in Grass Valley, offering products for earth-friendly living.
And by Talk This Truck and Auto Accessories, it's time to make your truck look good and from the help of Chuck Cavros and the guys at Top This Truck and Auto Accessories.
All-phase heating and air conditioning. Customer satisfaction is the reason that Doran and Max Bennett are celebrating 13 years of business in Nevada County. And they'd like to thank you for the trust you have placed in them. And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating our 12th season of local sports television. This is Marty Mortensen along with Paul Brown saying thank you for joining us tonight. And be sure to tune in next time and join Jim Adams, Ed Martin, and Cody Reeves for Lady Miner Volleyball as they take on the SFL champion Rockland Lady Thunder. It's the final regular season tune-up for the Lady Miners before the playoffs and senior night for Nevada Union. You won't want to miss a single moment of all of this volleyball action. It's NU versus Rockland, another great sports telecast produced by Touchdown Productions, voted one of the best by the Union Readers for 2007. All right, this, Paul, a great season by Bear River Bruins, finishing out the season 8-2, losing to Wood Creek and to Whitney. The only two losses of the season, played well against Placer and Colfax. They're on their way to the playoffs. We may not get a chance to see them again, but we'd like to extend our congratulations to the coaching staff and to all the players and also to the parents for supporting their kids throughout the all these years in football here at Bear River.
It certainly has been one of the most successful seasons that Bear River has had in recent years, and I've enjoyed covering them, Marty, with you, of course. This has been a wonderful football season. We've seen some splendid play, and next year I'm very optimistic that we'll see an even better Bear River team hit the field. I think next year we're not sure if Whitney will stay in the PVL, and we'll find out that later on, but this could be a championship team next year, certainly.
Well, we can always hope that Placer beats Whitney tonight, and they beat them by more than 13 points, and we could have a home game here in at Bear River. Well, as we close out the Bear River football season here on for Touchdown Productions on your NorCal Game of the Week, we'd like to tell you that your executive producer and director for tonight's game and through all the games this season has been Gilbert M. Dominguez.
And a great thanks to Titles and Replays by Brandon Duct Tape Duckett.
And your announcers for tonight's game, Paul Brown and Marty Mortensen.
Camera operators Cassie Walker, Maverick King, and Sean Krzyzewski.
They did a great job tonight. Some fine shots, especially with the replays. Good job. And the office manager is Lynn Dominguez.
And Paula Miskowski, a technical engineer. There's Tanner Mathias as he walks off.
Remote facilities provided tonight, as always, by the Commander 2.
And the Commander 2 Maintenance, Plaza Tire and Auto Service.
Game of the Week, Player of the Game by Combi Trophy and Awards.
And Touchdown Sportswear, DK and Stitches. Thanks for the jacket, guys.
Touchdown Accounting, Cinto Graziano, LLP. And we'd sure love to hear from you. Write us at gil@touchdownproductions.com, 274-2206. Give us a call. Let us know how we're doing. And for Paul Brown, Gil Dominguez, this is Marty Mortensen saying thank you for joining us here tonight. This has been a special presentation of the NorCal Game of the Week. Good night, everybody. See you next week.